Every pixel, independent, meaningless noise. No image hidden here. No signal encoded. Step by step, structure emerges. Edges form, colors cohere, and after 1,000 denoising steps, a photorealistic image appears, one that never existed before. This is a diffusion model. It generates images by learning to reverse destruction. This one idea beat the best GAN on ImageNet and now powers Stable Diffusion, DALL, Imagen, Midjourney, and FLUX. How does pure noise become a photograph? Destroy, then learn to rebuild. Take a clean image, add Gaussian noise across 1,000 tiny steps until nothing remains but pure static. Now train a neural network to reverse this. Given a noisy image at step t, predict what it looked like at step t-1, but reversing arbitrary corruption should be intractable. If each forward step adds only a tiny amount of noise, each reverse step is also approximately Gaussian. The network doesn't learn one impossible transformation, it learns a chain of 1,000 simple denoising operations. To generate a new image, sample pure noise, denoise step by step. This is DDPM, Denoising Diffusion Probabilistic Models. Running thermodynamics backward. Soldigstein et al. Saw it in 2015. In physics, diffusion drives particles from concentrated regions toward thermal equilibrium, maximum entropy. The forward noising process mirrors this. Structured images dissolve into noise. But non-equilibrium thermodynamics provides the key guarantee. Know the forward diffusion trajectory, and the time reversal becomes computable. A neural network learns that reversal, reconstructing structure from entropy. This framework, learning to reverse a noise trajectory, surpassed GANs on every major benchmark. Better sample quality, better mode coverage, more stable training. It starts with one equation. Training samples random time steps, step 47 on one image, step 803 on the next, running the full chain each time, 1,000 sequential operations per sample, but the math telescopes. Each step injects noise controlled by beta t, the variance schedule. Ho et al. Set beta 1 to 10 to the minus 4, growing linearly to 0.02 across 1,000 steps, tiny for data scale to -1 to 1. Alpha bar t encodes how much original signal survives at step t. Mathematically, the cumulative product of 1 minus beta at every step up to t. Because summing independent Gaussians yields another Gaussian, the entire chain collapses into one equation. Xt equals square root alpha bar t times x0 plus square root 1 minus alpha bar t times epsilon. Two coefficients, a crossfader between signal and noise. At step 1 alpha bar near 1, almost all signal. At step 1000, near 0, pure noise. One equation, any time step. Generation hits a wall. Reversing q of xt-1 given xt requires integrating over every possible clean image that could have produced this noisy input, intractable. So we approximate with a neural network. But how do you train against a target you can't compute? During training, we have x0, condition on it. Given both the noisy image and the original clean image, Bayes' rule on 3 known Gaussians yields a closed form posterior, because products of Gaussians are Gaussian. The posterior mean a weighted combination of clean signal and current noisy observation with weights set by the schedule. The ELBO decomposes into independent per time step KL terms, each measuring how well the network approximates the true reverse step at that noise level. Both sides Gaussian, every term closed form. But this tractable posterior still depends on x0, which we won't have at generation time. How do we eliminate it? Substitute the reparametrization into the posterior mean. Replace x0 with its expression in terms of xt and epsilon. x0 cancels algebraically, and the only unknown left is epsilon, the noise that was added. So the network's task reduces to noise prediction. Given a noisy image at any step, estimate the noise component. The theoretically correct loss weights each time step by a schedule-dependent coefficient. FID 13.51 on CFAR 10. Ho et al. Dropped the weighting entirely, just raw MSE across all time steps. FID 3.17. 4 times better. Why? The VLB weight diverges near t equals 0. It massively overweights low noise time steps where denoising is almost imperceptible. The network coasts on trivial cases. Uniform weighting forces equal gradient contribution across all noise levels, including the high noise regime that determines global image structure. Step 50 is barely hazy. Step 900 is near static. One network must handle both. A U-net. Encoder downsamples through residual blocks to 16 by 16. Decoder upsamples back. Skip connections pipe detail across at every resolution. But how does it know the noise level? Sinusoidal positional embeddings, borrowed from transformers, encode each time step into a high-dimensional vector. An MLP projects it, then adds it inside every residual block between the two convolution passes. Every layer adapts its behavior. At the bottleneck, self-attention captures long-range dependencies convolutions miss. 1000 sequential neural network passes, that's the price of a single image with DDPM. Start from pure noise. At each step, the U-net predicts the noise component. You subtract the scaled prediction to get a slightly cleaner image, then inject fresh randomness. Step by step, structure emerges from static. But each step depends on the last. No parallelism, no shortcuts. 1,000 times through the full network. Could diffusion models actually compete? GANs were faster and had dominated image generation for years. Then in 2021, Dhariwal and Nicol ran the head-to-head. Diffusion won. Mode coverage. GANs collapse. The generator finds safe outputs and stops exploring. Diffusion, likelihood trained, covers the full distribution. Training stability. No adversarial balancing act, just MSE loss. And quality, on ImageNet 256, guided diffusion hit FID 4.59 versus Big GAN Deep's 6.95. Elson bedrooms, 1.90 against StyleGAN's 2.35. Better diversity and better fidelity, worth 1,000 steps. The diffusion sampling we just saw needs 1,000 sequential passes, expensive. But a parallel research line, Song and Ermon, approached generation from a different angle. What if you didn't model probability directly, just the direction toward it? Their key object, the score function. For any probability distribution, the score is the gradient of log p, a direction at every point, always pointing toward where data concentrates. Think of it as a compass that always points uphill toward data. Computing the score doesn't require the normalizing constant z. The gradient of log z equals 0, z doesn't depend on x. So any neural network can learn the score directly, without worrying about intractable normalization. 2 research programs, completely independent. The diffusion approach predict the noise. Score matching from Song and Ermon estimate the gradient of log probability. They converged. And Vincent's 2011 result reveals why. Take a clean data point, corrupt it with Gaussian noise, push it away from the data manifold. Now what direction points back toward the clean data? Exactly the negative of the noise you added, scaled by 1 over sigma. That's the score of the noisy distribution. The denoising direction is the score. So the diffusion noise predictor and the score estimator are learning the same vector, just rescaled. 2 mathematical paths to the same operation, learn to denoise. 3 research paths arrived at the same answer. Thermodynamics, reverse the trajectory. Variational inference, match the reverse step by step. Score matching, learn the gradient toward data. Song et al. Proved all 3 are instances of one equation, a stochastic differential equation. The diffusion noise schedule becomes the variance preserving SDE. Score networks become the variance exploding SDE. And Anderson's theorem guarantees any forward process can be reversed using only the score. One framework, the theory behind Stable Diffusion, DALL, Imagen, FLUX. But so far, every equation runs on raw pixels. There's an engineering wall. A 512 by 512 color image means 786,432 dimensions. Self-attention at that scale, quadratic. Training costs hundreds of GPU days. Rombach et al. Asked, does diffusion really need every pixel? Most pixel level variation is high frequency texture, perceptually irrelevant but computationally expensive. So separate perceptual compression from semantic generation. Train an autoencoder, compress images to 64 by 64 latent codes, a 48 times reduction. The autoencoder trains with perceptual loss, matching VGG features, not raw pixels, plus a patch adversarial loss for sharpness. It preserves the structure humans notice while discarding high-frequency detail. Run the entire diffusion process in this latent space. The UNet never touches a pixel. This is latent diffusion, the reason Stable Diffusion fits on a consumer GPU with 8 GB of VRAM. Latent diffusion can generate images, but without text conditioning, every output is random. How does a text prompt take control of generation? A clip text encoder, trained on 400 million image text pairs via contrastive learning, converts your prompt into a sequence of 77 embedding vectors, each 768 dimensions. These aren't dictionary definitions. Clip learned its representations by aligning images with their captions, so the embedding for sunset already encodes visual structure, warm colors, horizon lines, sky gradients. The embedding for golden retriever encodes fur texture, body shape, characteristic pose. A 77 by 768 matrix. That's what the diffusion model receives. Text embeddings need to reach every spatial location in the image. The mechanism? Cross-attention. Inside the UNet, at each resolution level, image features at every spatial position form queries. Text embeddings form keys and values. Standard scaled dot product attention computes a 4096 by 77 attention matrix. Every spatial location has its own distribution over all 77 text tokens. Upper regions of the latent grid attend strongly to tokens like sky and sunset. Lower regions attend to dog and beach. This spatial semantic alignment, each region selectively reading the tokens most relevant to it, emerges entirely from training. No explicit spatial supervision. Cross-attention layers interleave with self-attention and feed-forward blocks at every UNet resolution, giving text influence at every scale. Cross-attention gives the model access to text, but by itself, prompt adherence is loose. Classifier-Free Guidance fixes this. During training, drop the text conditioning 10% of the time. The model learns unconditional denoising alongside conditional. At inference, run every denoising step twice, once with the prompt, once without. The difference between those two predictions isolates the text's influence, the direction in noise prediction space that the prompt contributes. Scale that difference by the guidance weight W. The guided prediction, unconditional output plus W times the conditional minus unconditional gap. At W equals 1, standard conditional sampling. At 7.5, Stable Diffusion's default, strong prompt adherence. Past 15, oversaturation artifacts from extrapolating too far beyond the training distribution. 1 training change, random conditioning dropout. 1 inference change, a weighted difference of 2 forward passes. Every component end-to-end. The user types a prompt, a golden retriever on a beach at sunset. Clip tokenizes and encodes it into 77 embedding vectors. A noise tensor is sampled in latent space, 64 by 64 by 4, not 512 by 512, the latent diffusion advantage. At each denoising step, the UNet receives 3 inputs, the current noisy latent, a timestep embedding identifying the noise level, and the text embeddings via cross-attention. It predicts the noise component, subtract the scaled prediction, inject fresh stochasticity, repeat. After n steps, 50 with DDM, 20 with DPM solver, a clean latent emerges. The VAE decoder maps this 64 by 64 latent back to a 512 by 512 pixel image. Noise in, photograph out. 5 years. From mathematical curiosity to the engine behind every image generator. 3 architectural shifts. First, latent space. Compress a 512 by 512 image to 64 by 64 through an autoencoder. 48 times fewer dimensions. Self-attention 4,000 times cheaper. Second, text encoders. Imagen proved that scaling T5 XXL to 4.6 billion parameters improved images more than scaling the diffusion model itself. The bottleneck was language, not vision. Third, transformers replacing units. The diffusion transformer hit FID 2.27 on ImageNet, compute scaling directly with quality. Today these converge. FLUX generates images in 1 to 4 steps at 12 billion parameters. Stable Diffusion's open source release spawned LoRa, ControlNet, DreamBooth, an ecosystem closed source couldn't match. Destroy with noise, rebuild with a neural network. From pure static, create anything. Even a Nano Banana,